Hola chicos y chicas, aquí estamos con Joey Brae, de Joey Valence Brae. Y nada, welcome guys to Barcelona. How's been the city so far? Have you visited any things here, any places or?
We went to the big church.
Okay, a big church.
We did. We saw the big church. That was awesome. Ate good food in the city. This place is really cool. Right on the water. It's very pretty.
Yeah.
Do you know that the Pope is visiting the big church, like in 3 days?
Really?
Yeah.
Just missed it. The Pope's his uncle.
In the US, yeah. So, I need to start this interview with this question because there's like this song that I love, which is the baddest. It has this quote, "Who's the baddest bitch in this club?" Out of the two of you, who's usually the baddest bitch in the club?
Bitch.
Yeah.
I don't know. We both are bad bitches in our
Yeah.
ways.
I think it's like a weekend situation. It's like Friday, it's Joey. Saturday, it's me. And Sunday, it's both. Yeah.
Like a little bit of mixing, right? Okay. One thing that I love about your music is the fact that like somebody who loves hip hop might get into your music, but somebody that maybe listens to, I don't know, electronic music or even pop can even like your music. Which are like the main influences that kind of put you into this process of Joey Valence Brae?
I think we take a lot of inspiration from just alternative music in general, and some of our favorite hip hop artists sort of exist in that lane. But also, it's punk music, it's pop music, dance music. It's really just all of this stuff that we like listening to. I mean, like the influences on the album, it was like Timbaland and Pharrell and like NERD, and then it was also like Lady Gaga and Skrillex and Tyler and all these just artists like that we enjoy listening to sort of put together. So.
I heard that you guys listen to a lot of like Knife Party or Pendulum and everything like that. So that was something that, I mean, for us that probably we are on the same age. I don't know how, like we are like 26. Okay, I feel 30. I feel 30, so I'm a little bit older. But yeah, we're on the same page. So yeah, that's music that we all listen to.
Yeah.
Is there any artist right now that you will probably be like, wow, I love what they are doing right now?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. Kind of like, I don't even want to call them underground, but kind of just new people, especially a lot of the people that were opening for us on our like last run, like people like Shock Crow and Detage, like they're all like really cool kids in kind of like the underground hip hop space that are like pushing a way forward, which is really cool. So yeah.
Shout out Chase USA.
Chase USA.
Everyone, What More just opened for us in this past run. I've been listening to a lot of this artist. Bickle is like one of my favorite artists, an incredible artist. But yeah, we love just like shining a light on, like all the time we're just posting about music that we're listening to. Like it's cool and stuff.
Okay. And talk me about Hyper Youth, because I believe like it's the more mature album out of the three of them. I believe like in terms of like music and how it's been created. How do you guys feel about that project? Do you feel like it's like the typical third album where you guys get mature or?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's my favorite album that we've done thus far. I'm super proud of it. There's so many different genres and styles and sounds on it that Joey and I both enjoy, and the whole message and feeling behind it is just so current to who we are as people right now. And so I love Hyper Youth. Yeah.
I mean, an album who has both JPEG Mafia and Rebecca Black, that's definitely gotta be something that is like super eclectic, right?
Yeah, it's another thing like that too. We kind of took a lot of like our inspirations and sort of meshed it together, but also worked with a bunch of artists that we just really enjoy and are friends with, like Peggy and Tia Corinne were both sort of came like that. We were just already friends and we're like, hey, let's make a track together. So it's really cool. And like, of course, Rebecca as well. Like we just have our foot in a lane with like a lot of different genres, and we're just friends with people, and it's cool to just make music with friends, so.
And how do you guys see the process of performing here in Spain, for example, like for the first time? I mean, it's got to be crazy, right?
We actually were in Malaga.
In Malaga?
What festival
years ago.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Man, I wasn't a bit of a fan then, man. I didn't know it.
I forget the name of the festival.
Wow.
Yeah, we did a show there a long time ago, so we're just excited for this. So Primavera, I mean, this is a crazy festival out here, so
legendary.
We're very happy, very blessed to be here, so we're stoked.
Is there any song on the last album or on Hyper Youth that you are like most excited to perform here in Primavera?
I think like the party song is always just so fun to play.
Yeah.
Of course, What's Up too. That goes like insane.
Oh,
but we play a lot of songs in the new record, so I think people are gonna hear a lot of them. So
yeah.
Well, my personally favorite is Pass Down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the whole crowd is going to do like the Sydney Sweeney. I'm going to do it. And are you guys excited to see any artists or here today or later?
We saw The Cure and Skrillex, which is really fun.
And yeah, Gorillaz is on tonight.
Yeah, Gorillaz.
Yeah,
that's
exciting. So
yeah, man. I think there's probably I wanted to see like a lot of bands, but it's a mixture of just being a little bit lazy and also just having work to do. So, but yeah.
And on this latest album, this year's like has been any moment which was like challenging for you guys or different to create in process of the first one or even No Hands? It
Yeah,
was
I think there was a lot of moments on this one that we were kind of challenging ourselves to think outside the box and get outside of our comfort zone on a few of the songs. Live Right is a really good example of that. Just like sort of us both attempting sort of like a new sound and way of expressing ourselves in a song. So that was interesting to write like that. And then, you know, you have tracks like Disco Tomorrow, myself, where we're just like opening up a little bit more and have to cry and stuff. You know, it's just fun to sort of get out of your comfort zone. And I think we did that on this record and it was really fun. So we just want to continue to do more of that moving forward.
yeah. Okay, so that's like the direction that your guys are heading, right? I mean,
Maybe not. I don't like not sonically, but more just like thematically in the way that we have evolved as writers and like our desire to just keep challenging ourselves to make better music. You know, we never want to just stay in one sort of box. Like we're always just kind of grabbing little bits and pieces and forming our own worlds around stuff. So
and in terms of like the creative process, because I saw one interview you made with I believe it's the podcast that has like a father and son on YouTube. Yeah, Turntables. It was great, and you were touching the topic of the samples.
Yeah.
How was that? I mean, for the last record.
Yeah, it's always tough.
Coming from the hip hop genre, which
Yeah,
obviously
pretty rules regulation.
Yeah.
About what you can and cannot, get away with. But the art of sampling, it's fun to do. I mean, especially, Joe can speak on it more, but just from a production standpoint, it's cool to use the actual original sample rather than trying to remake it or interpolate it, like, on your own. So yeah, it's definitely tough. Wish we could do it more, but it is what it is. You got to play by the rules.
But yeah, this is the first time we could actually get a clearance on a lot of things.
Okay.
Because we had the label to help us out, which was really nice. But also, hip hop at its core has always been sampling, so it's really cool to just at its finest, just show our appreciation for that and do it in sort of what I think is like a unique way and pulling from a lot more sort of eras and sounds that people might not expect, for example, like Skrillex, things like that. So just blending a lot of our favorite things with, at its core, hip hop in the production and sampling and everything. So,
well, I believe that you mentioned a Tribe Called Quest, which obviously on the records that are like sampling and sampling and sampling, and something that is obviously something important in hip hop. There is like this thing that I love, and I'm finishing the interview. Is the energy that you bring to everybody. I mean, to the whole concert, to everything. It reminds me, and correct me if I'm wrong, but what happened with Saturation with Brockhampton, well, like it was like a lot of energy, young people creating music. Do you feel kind of like related to that energy? Not sonically, but like what they bring to the table back in 2017?
I think so for sure. I mean, they are a big inspiration in general, and I think what they did was very unique for the time in terms of like a group, and especially in the hip hop space, and just bringing that sort of really alternative aspect to the music. But I think what I admire about them most was the sort of variety of sounds that they brought to a record and emotions as well. Like at its peak, it was super energetic, but also they had kind of this underlying sort of emotive stuff, which is awesome too. So, yeah, I think we maybe go a little bit more in like a punkier direction with
Yeah, of course, obviously.
So but yeah, I'd say there's a lot of relationship there. So